Well, welcome to Onga TV. Today we're up at Pendle Hill underneath the Ruahine Ranges, and we're gathered here today, the family of, or extended family of Harriet and Samuel Fletcher, and we're gathered here today to just in general have a reunion. It's been 14 years since the 2012 reunion, believe it or not. I don't know where that time's gone, but it's Waitangi weekend 2026, and as I say, we're gathered here today to just get together and remember what Samuel and Harriet and their family achieved, and what sort of legacy they left for us. And it's really been grabbed hold of by the Descendents, and today we're set up at Rona's shelter. We've got a bring and buy tent, we've got a history tent that's being run by the Onga Museum, and there'll be fun and games for the children. Dick's here with Thomas the Tank Engine, and he'll be giving the children some rides, and look, we're just hanging out for a fun day and catching up with a lot of people. In behind me here you can see the wetlands planting that we've carried out in the last few years. I think it's 2022, and it's an area that was just very swampy, grew a lot of gorse, and we'd been planning for years to try and do something with it in this form. And so in 2022 we were able to get in touch with the Māori Aho group, and they came on board and really helped us out immensely in getting this wetlands to where it is today, and it just hasn't looked back. We've still got to keep an eye on the gorse, of course, but and I see a bit of ragwort there in the background that I must pull out, but it's looking wonderful. And we had real community help with the fencing, the gathering, the laying of the fence was all done by the trust members and even volunteers from Onga, from the Onga Museum. How are you all? David? Oh look, you can run David up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Dennis.
How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. Yourself?
Yeah, not too bad.
Really? Okay, just arrived at the Pendle Hill reunion. We have David Fletcher, who's come all the way from Wanganui. David?
Yep.
Yeah, that's a good effort. And you're Edward's grandson?
Yes.
Yes. Edward,
yes.
Tom, as he was known?
Tom was my father, yeah.
Yeah, but Edward was also known as Tom.
Was he?
Yes, he was, yes.
Yeah.
Your grandfather.
Yeah.
David, in a recent Facebook, I noticed that you replied to one of the posts that I put up about Aunt Luce.
Yep.
You know, and you commented about your days, enjoyable days staying with.
Yeah, and the little boxy she had.
Yes.
Yeah. I think it was my dad and my brother Lee and Russell. We used to come over when they were building the house in Onga.
Oh yes.
Yeah. And remember going with Henry to trap hawks. Yeah, they used to have a wire cage.
Yeah.
With a stick and put a bit of meat on when the hawk went in and come
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
Because my grandmother Mary she was Aunt Luce's sister-in-law.
Okay.
So, yeah,
Okay.
she was a Mary Hole. So,
Yes.
yeah.
She was, Luce, Annie, Aunt Luce as we knew her, she was a lovely soul, wasn't she?
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
I remember used to come over when she was in the house with her and Henry and spend time there, and she had a little pair of binoculars, and I used to love sitting on the porch just looking at these things, thinking, and next thing they turned up, she had them stuck there, so she sent them over to me. So Ben asked, when do I remember much of the first time coming over? And I said, remember when I was about 5 or 6, my dad had a long 1930s Essex with a gravity-fed carb, and had to go back up half the hills.
Yes. So with us here we have Warren Hutt, a descendant of, well, goes right back to Sam and Harriet and of Aunt Liz.
Yes,
So
that's right.
yeah, just tell us the connection through there.
Oh, my great-grandmother, Nanny Nicol.
Nanny Nicol, yeah. We all
Yes.
knew of her as Nanny Nicol.
Yep. She was in, her husband was a gardener at Guavas Station, and because when he passed away, Nanny was left with they supplied her with a home, and she stayed there until she was about 91, I think, before she passed away. So, yeah.
And that home was actually the original Guavas homestead, wasn't it?
Yes, the very, so, and Michael and Hudson and his wife, they altered it a bit. But,
Yes.
there was a little skeleton that was
Tell
found
us the story.
Yes, that was found at Guavas, and it was I think it was a young child marriage skeleton, but
Yes.
they used it during the war. The Red Cross used it, and then it was always kept in a upstairs.
Yeah.
And because the Maoris are fairly religious, and when the shearing gangs come to Guavas, they used to go up and pay homage to the skeleton. But Nanny decided one day that there was quite a few of them up there and there was a lot going on, so she rigged up a couple of 3 broomsticks in a long row, and she was underneath and just lifted the broomstick up and the skeleton stood up. And everybody
And that was the end of the shearing for a few days, wasn't it? Oh, that story,
Yeah.
So interesting you said, I didn't realise this, at the Red Cross and in the war years.
Yes, they used it, yes. Well, my father was a shearer in the district.
Yeah.
As you know, Horace Baker worked for him at one stage before.
Yeah.
Yes, where Don Mackey, the house that Don lives in, he's passed away. But
Yes,
his wife,
Pauline's
Pauline's got it. That was there. My father and my mother lived there originally.
We did as well. I lived
Yeah.
in that house. Yeah.
And then he sold it to go to overseas, and my mother was going back to the farm. The farmers all petitioned because they couldn't get the wool off the sheep.
Yes.
And so they ended up, the government supplied a little cottages. They were sort of rooms that were separately delivered on a truck and put up 3 or 4, and that was our house. You step down from one to the other.
Yeah.
And So he stayed for the, didn't go overseas, he was they needed all the wool.
Yes.
And then he had a go at the golden shears, but he won it, the year he won it, it was just, there was no golden handpiece.
No, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
but he got enough money to buy a lounge suite
Yeah.
out of the winnings. But yeah, he didn't go again. They tried to get him to go again, but he said he'd had enough.
Yeah, had enough. Yeah, yeah.
The old days, they'd always start at 5.
Yeah,
Yeah, the long run before breakfast,
Yep.
and the farmers supplied all the breakfast.
Yeah.
So, and then a couple of runs before lunch. And
Yeah.
yeah.
And he's sure with Horace.
Yeah, well, they come and worked in, because Albert had it originally.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, he'd had a bit of a run,
Yes.
and the father took it over.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Uncle Albert. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And your dad was known as Skim.
Skim.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think many knew him as anything.
No, I didn't even as. Yeah.
Yeah. Rowan was his.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
right. And a bloody hard case.
He's sure for quite a few around Tico, you know.
Yep.
Moorheads had a big shed, Oldens and...
Yeah, all those. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the early days.
No, I think Rona, who we've got to be thankful for, who's recorded all the Pendle Hill history and got it in a book. I think she was in the gang that your dad worked in. So moving on, you were farming at Onga there,
Yeah.
just by the Waipoa River.
Yeah.
And you still are.
Still are. Son-in-law leases 2/3 of it.
Yeah.
Tells me how I should be farming.
As these modern young fellas will.
Yeah.
Your dad also was in partnership with Uncle Jim Fletcher, with building the posts,
Yeah.
the concrete posts.
Was it Jim?
Yeah. Samuel James it was.
Oh, yeah, Sam
Yeah.
Fletcher.
Yeah.
Hutton Fletcher,
Yeah,
Concrete
Uncle
Products.
Jim they called
Yes.
him.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had an old truck called Laborious because it was so slow at getting along the road. It had, I think if I'm right, it had the steel wheels with a thick piece of rubber that didn't blow up the tyres.
Yeah, okay.
And they used to go down the river and they'd take big sheets, about 3 sheets, mesh sheets, of steel mesh, and they'd lay one on the ground and drive onto it and then pick another one up and put in front of it. And they couldn't, because they were worried about if they got stuck on the river.
Oh, okay.
There's no front end loaders, there was just
So
shoveled by.
Mesh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, wow.
They had sort of, as you went onto one, you picked up the other one and put it out in front, and then drove onto it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God. Well, that went on for a little while, didn't it?
Yes.
I can still remember posts leaning up against the.
Yes.
No. So you were a hay baling contractor for many years.
Yeah. Yeah. Started in the first job we took on was my father was a trustee for James Cole.
Ah, yes.
And he was very friendly with old Jimmy, and he was the first man to bring Sub-Clover into Hawke's Bay.
Yeah.
And then when he passed away, one of his sisters was still alive, because he used to live with his 2 sisters.
That's right.
And Gary and I, we had a little Alice Chalmers tractor, 18 horsepower tractor, and an old International tow behind horse mower converted so it can
did you? Yeah.
tow it along behind the Alice. So we went over there and contracted, cut. I think Alf Winchester managed it for
yes. Yeah.
They got Alf in.
Yeah. And that was a sickle bar mower.
Sickle bar mower. So that was the first introduction to contracting.
Yeah. And then you progressed there from actually doing the whole thing.
Yeah.
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 People that worked with you through those years, because obviously you employed others as the business grew.
Yes, there was 2 or 3 from Monga at the time, and Pete Lancaster worked for me for quite a number of years, Pete.
So when did you sort of retire? You haven't?
Not really.
No.
No.
So you still come down
I've got to have a reason to come get away from the chores that
Yes.
originate. That a young lady can always find you a job to do.
Yeah, so it's a good excuse.
So you've got to have a backup plan too.
Yeah. Hey, Huddy, thanks very much. I know
That's
there's
all right.
lots more that we should cover,
Yeah.
but
No, that's enough, Dennis.
it's great that we've been able to get those key points anyway.
Yeah.
So here we are standing beside the cairn that was placed here in memory of the site of the old clay house that was built in 1866 by Samuel and Harriet Fletcher. Well, soon after they arrived here in this bush-cladded area, Harriet at only 17 years of age, having travelled from London, from Clitheroe to Wellington, and then Wellington up the coast by steamer to Harriet, and then by bullock wagon Samuel and Harriet travelled the rest of the journey from Napier, taking 3 weeks, where they ended up for a while on Boyle's property whilst Sam cut a track to here at Pendle Hill. And if you here in this very house, the clay house, they raised 13 children. All bar one were born in the clay house, and in 17 years Harriet gave birth to 12 children, with 8 years being the gap to young Samuel. So that's really the where it all began for Pendle.
Okay, looks like we might have all our contenders now. Okay. Have you got your eggs on your spoons? On your mark, get set, go! Down to Zoe. No holding the eggs. You've got to balance it.
Glimpse out.
They do look like real berries, don't they? What are you going to have? A Frito frog. Thank you for competing. Older teens and people in their 20s, please. Come on, don't be shy. Older teens, people in their 20s, early 30s, if you feel like you can compete with that age bracket, come on down. We're going to do a 3-legged race.
You've got a respirator. I need one.
Did you bring a decent?
Oh, I can ask you, by God, you look like your dad, Russell. Oh, yeah, you do.
Wait until he takes his hat off.
Yeah. Yeah. So Mark's the son of Russell Fletcher, and you farmed just over the river.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah. For many a year.
Yeah.
And I remember you helping dig the hole to plant that, what is still only a little tree.
61 years ago.
Yeah, in 64.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that tree has, I think it was a pin oak, and it's growing up quite well, but
Yeah.
it blew out on a couple of occasions.
Yeah. I think they had to replant it at one stage. That was many years ago.
No, not that one, I don't
okay.
think. There was another one, a totra, that
Yeah.
I think yours is still the original.
Oh, okay.
I know, so where are you two now?
Otago.
Oh, are you?
Yeah.
Well, Hilly and Clutha.
Yeah. Just down at Belcliffe.
Oh, yeah.
We moved there to help Sam.
And where were your camping grounds? You had, well,
Guns Camp. We worked in there for 8 years.
for 8 years.
8 years. So
How did you enjoy that business?
it was good.
Was it?
It was good. Most remote.
Motor camp in New Zealand.
Oh, yeah.
We're about 30 k's from Milford Camp.
Then?
Yeah.
Okay, so that was convenient.
Yeah.
Oh, now you're at Valputa, or out of Valputa. Yeah. And enjoying life there?
Yeah, good.
Yeah. How do you feel when you come back home here to a place that you grew up years and years ago?
Yeah, a lot of nostalgia, I guess.
Yeah, there would be. There would be. Because you'd have fond memories of.
Yeah, we'd go look across there at Pendle, just over there.
Yes, yeah.
And then remembering all the too, it's amazing how many farms have changed hands. You come up Spring Hill now and I don't think it's any. Oh, it might be McLeod, the only original.
Yes,
there,
yeah, Dave's there still, yeah.
Other than the old side houses here where the water supply was.
Anyone going to name all these?
Just down there.
It would have to be, wouldn't it? Yeah.
Fairly major thing back then, having a good water supply.
Well, it would. But you know, when you think about it,
Very good.
yeah. Look out, he doesn't run over you, mate.
Yeah, back.
Yep. See that? Russian?
Yeah.
Hey? Yeah, yeah.
Hello,
There's people
I'm
here.
Joan and I'm on the Trust Committee. I've been on the committee for nearly 2 years.
Yes.
For
and,
nearly 2 years.
and Joe, your connection to the Fletcher,
Yeah.
Samuel and Harriet's,
Yep.
can you run us through that?
So my dad, Lee Fletcher, was Thomas Fletcher's son,
Yeah.
who was Edward's
Edward.
son. Yeah,
Oh, okay, yep.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So unfortunately they're not buried here. Edward and his wife are buried in Wanganui, not
Yes.
at Pendle.
So they lived
I'm
in
not sure.
Wanganui for some time, didn't they?
Yes, they did.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
so that's
So
great.
you're enjoying your involvement with the
love it.
trust and it's so good to have
Yeah,
all of a
yeah.
sudden someone like yourself living in Wellington
Yeah.
but wanting to be involved up here.
Yeah.
It's
And
really good.
I really have to say it wasn't, I've been coming off and on. My dad was quite connected to the land and he actually remembers as a boy coming here with his family obviously.
Yeah.
And I just kind of felt that same, almost like a spiritual connection.
That's great, isn't it?
It
That's
is,
great.
and it's like I really understand from that perspective the Māori having that affiliation to
Yes.
land and how important land is.
Yes.
And I don't think a lot of Europeans get that
No.
because it's like, well, we've been owning this land or ploughing this land or lived here for so many generations, so surely it's ours. But I understand that connection, you know, to
Yes,
a
yes.
space
I
and
can-
that spiritual connection. Yeah. So I love it. Yeah.
Sounds, what a great way of putting it, I
Yeah.
think, because as I said to Ray, we're so lucky, all the descendants here, to be able to have a piece of land like this
Yeah.
with the spiritual feeling about it.
Yeah.
There's so much in this little piece of land that does attract you to it.
Yeah.
The gum tree, for instance, knowing when it was planted and
Yeah,
where it
yeah.
came from, the cairns down there,
Yeah.
and Rona's shelter here, just
Yeah.
sort of, it's
Poor
great.
old gum tree that we're going to have to replace soon. Hopefully with one that's a little mature, maybe we can, when that one finally gives up, eh?
I don't really think I'll be having to worry about when that one gives up properly.
We'll just have to add to the plaque,
Yeah.
replanted on this date.
It's
Yeah.
such a shame because, but even in its dying state, it's appealing.
It has a significance, yeah, definitely does. Yeah.
We've now advertised the fact that you don't park under it, and I think people are adhering to that. So that's
And what's your name?
Peyton.
Hi, Peyton. Who are you with today?
My parents. Your parents?
And how are you related to Pendle Hill?
My great-grandparents.
And do you like being here?
Yeah.
That's good. I hope you have fun today. It's nice meeting all sorts of branches of the family, isn't it?
Yes, it is. That's cool.
Okay, here's a sack. Hello. What's your name?
Rex.
And who are you with today, Rex?
My mum and Nana.
And do you know how they're related to Pendle Hill?
That's why you jump if you don't want it.
Nana's side, like your mum's side or your dad's side?
My mum's.
That's very cool. And are you enjoying being here today?
Yes.
Have you been up here before?
Yes.
You have. It's nice being here with everyone, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yay, this is exciting. A few more people for this one. Okay, so the idea is that you hold the top of the sack as tight and hard as you can, and you have to jump. Are you ready? Set, go! Take a couple of things if you like. You want a couple of things?
Thank you.
Take a couple of things, my love.
Thank you.
You want a couple?
So with me here I've got Ray Swedell, Swads to a lot of people. And Ray, you've been involved with the 1862 Pendle Hill Trust now for how long?
Oh, I think it was becoming up for about 5 years now. Yeah, when I was asked to take on the secretarial role. Yeah.
And you've grasped it like you're doing such a good job.
Oh, thank you.
And we really appreciate having you on board. What do you think has drawn you to being involved?
Well, I was approached by my brother-in-law, Robin Baker, to see if I could take that role. Robin was a trustee for the 1862 Trust.
Yep.
So I was happy to do that. I have some connections myself back to the Pendle area. I'm a civil engineer by profession and South Islander from the Sins.
Yeah.
Played a little bit of rugby down that way and enjoyed. My first job was with the Waipawa County Council. And
as an engineer.
That's right. Yes. And they wanted me to, it was a new role, to attend to a bridge replacement program they had. And so I was designing bridges and supervising their construction, because the county had their own bridge gang. There was a guy, Archie Hemmingson, from Waipawa. He was the foreman there and had a team of about 4 guys building bridges. And also there was a major program on State Highway 50. It was a delegated state highway to the county, and I was fortunate to be able to project manage 3 major bridges on the highway. Those bridges were designed by the Ministry of Works and their Napier office. So they were Thompson's Bridge at the start of down at Takapau end, the start of the highway, and the Tukituk Bridge, and then the biggest of the three was the Waipawa Bridge.
The Waipawa,
Yeah, so that was 6 24-metre span bridge there. So that was good, and my first bridge that I designed and built was the Fletcher's Crossing Bridge just down the road, and as I've said to you several times, in Cyclone Gabrielle, the bridge did not wash away. It was the bridge approaches, so I was very pleased about that. But I just love coming up this back end of Central Hawke's Bay. I just think it's something quite unique. The cliffs there, and it's just a nice setting. And so I had that initial association when I came to Central Hawke's Bay, and so then when I got involved with the Baker family and married Jenny, so that it was just a natural progression really to be asked and to get involved with the trust.
Oh, that's such a cool story. I think that's good. You've had a look at the old swing bridge and the new bridge down here that replaced the swing bridge, and what a feat for those guys in those days, back in about 31 I think it was, when it was, you know, with the tools that they had, and to put those big structures into the ground, 90 feet I think it is.
Yeah, that's right.
An amazing feat.
Yeah, also. I think I told you, Dennis, the Pendle Hill suspension bridge was being replaced just at the time I arrived, and so it was halfway under construction. But I saw a photograph in the council offices, and it was with a bullock team pulling a cart along the riverbed, and it was going, the photo shot was going underneath the swing bridge with, I think it was about 6 or 7 tier of hay on there. So when I arrived in late 1977, I'm a big boy in the girth, but I could hardly crawl under that swing bridge, and that's how much metal had built up. So while the bridge had a weight restriction, structurally it was sound. The reason it was being replaced is to get the waterway underneath it. So that's how much gravel has come down from the river here in the space of 80 odd years. Just unbelievable.
Where is that sort of thing going to end?
Well, that's right. I mean, yes, that gravel's still coming down. I did attend a meeting with the then catchment board. It was held in Onga, and they were trying. There was this major slip up in the headwaters of the, I think it was the Tukituk, and they were trying to stabilise that to retain the gravels up there.
Okay.
And then the big argument was who was the beneficiary, and it was seen as the lowland farmers, so as they wouldn't have to build up stock banks and the river beds wouldn't degrade there, but they couldn't convince those farmers at the time, and it never went any further. But that was one of the sort of measures that they were exploring, if you like, in those days. So it's a serious problem, there's no doubt about it.
It sure is.
Yeah, I know there was other talk about New Zealand Rail at the time. I think the bulk of their gravel for the ballast was coming out of the Otaki River down to Horowhenua, and there was talk about getting a rail siding into Central Hawke's Bay, up to the headwater, up to these rivers of the Waipawa and the Tukituk, to see if they can get extraction of the metal there, but never got any legs either.
Just going back to the construction of the old swing bridge, Fairhurst from Dannyburg were the ones that had the contract to build that. They were an engineering company, and then I presume they connected to the bus family too, because there's Fairhurst buses.
Oh, I didn't know, I wasn't aware of that.
And in 1931 they tell the story about the day of the earthquake and the water disappearing when they were in construction. Disappearing for a few minutes or so, and then it slowly came back. Hey Swartz, we'll catch up with you later in the day, but I think we're getting near to welcoming.
Good stuff. No, I'm looking forward to the day.
Good on you.
Yeah, good on you. Thanks for your efforts too over the years. You go back a long way longer than what I do, Dennis. You've done a great job too.
We're all very lucky, the descendants of Samuel and Harriet.
Yes.
just welcome everyone, and what a turnout. What a great turnout. I think this is marvellous. We didn't really know what to expect, but I think this is just tremendous, and thank you all so much for making the effort and getting along and supporting the work that the Cemetery Trust and 1862 Trust have done in getting things ready for you here today. Special welcome to the older members here. We've got Nikki Kean here, who is the only living grandchild of Sam and Harriet. Welcome, Nikki, and I know you were looking forward to the day. Also, special welcome to Barry Baker. Barry was on the original cemetery committee, and he's not long retired, a couple of years ago, Barry. And Barry has kindly donated a ham raffle today, so we want you to really partake in that. It's a massive ham. I actually think it's a bit of beef and made to look like ham. And he'll also have ham will be cut here at lunchtime, so if you've got some plates, paper plates and that, you're welcome to come up and help yourself to another piece, not the raffled ham, but another ham. So thanks so much for that, Barry. It's really appreciated, and the donations you've put into Pendle Hill in recent times. Are the Rowbottoms here? Is Annette and Kath here? No, okay, well I still want to thank them. They've been tremendous in working with us as far as the trust goes. Paul is so easy to work with. He was up here yesterday, had all the gates open, and I just made a comment, is it okay if we wander over to the house? And he said, just go for it. So he has been. Bill, previous to that, was also really good in working together with us. Okie dokie. You know, just take yourself back in time now whilst you're here and think of Harriet when she was leaving Clitheroe with her family. And I know it says in Rona's book that her dad said to her, if you take one last look, you'll never see the likes of this again. And the mind boggles as to what she was actually thinking she might be heading to. I'll bet it wasn't way up here under the Ruahenis and bush, but this is where she ended up with her and Sam. It's a 17-year-old. It's absolutely amazing. So when Sam and Harriet got married and they shipped up the coast to Ahuriri, and then they had that 3-week bullock wagon trip. I think their first stop was at Evertree, the Boyles property, which is now, and they lived in a hut there for a while Sam cut his way up to the land that he had bought here. And that's on the occasion when Harriet was home making bread, and she had a knock on the door and a couple of Maori warriors stuck their head in, and she just threw the loaf of bread at them, and they were off. Had obviously got what they were wanting, and maybe that's where the Maori bread came from. And then from every day after that, obviously she went out with Sam to help cut the trap. She wasn't going to stay home on her own. But when they finally did get here that first night under a bullock wagon, you would have all read it in the book. While I'm talking about the book, there's still Pendle Hill and its people books for sale down there. It's a great story, and we've got to be, I say it time and time again, so thankful to Rona Davidson for putting that book together and giving us what we have today. I don't believe we would have been doing this today without that history that we have and have been able to read about. And so spending their first night here and then proceeding to build the clay hut, which is down by the Keans there. What a slog it would have been. I know people say, oh, but they didn't know any different, but hell's bells, what a slog. And then, of course, we go on to remember the family, Elizabeth. How many descendants of Elizabeth are here today? Put your hand up. Cool. Eliza. Eliza. Joseph. Sarah. Ellen. Ellen. Now I know some of these didn't have children, but I'm not going to try and guess which ones didn't. Albert. Herbert. Now the twins, George didn't have any children, but William. Yep, we've got Maggie and Guy here. And a few round the corner. Cool. Edward.
Oh yeah, the
Con.
good looking one.
So we've got a few here. Jane.
Yeah.
No, Annie. No, Annie didn't have any children. And Samuel James. Oh, there's a few of them. So in that, this is the other thing. I mean, helping Sam in 17 years, Harriet had 12 children. You can imagine how close they were together and how much time they would have been involved. And it was 8 years before Samuel was born. So that was the biggest gap that she had. So all the time looking after those children. The next one might have been 2, 3. Boy, I think that was a great achievement. I mentioned Rona earlier on. I did want to mention her regarding the book and the history, and I think we all know now how important it was. The 1862 Trust and Cemetery Combined Committees are really working well together, and the combined committees do work well, and we feel as though we're achieving a lot. If you turn around now and have a look down at the wetlands, I mean, I remember talking to someone this morning earlier on. It was something you didn't want to look at, but now it does catch your eye, and it's going to get better and better. The cemetery's looking a picture, and it's a big thanks to all those people who put in the time and effort to keep it that way throughout the year. We've now got a divisional fence up the back here. That's all been done with like 1862 Pendle Trust. And I just forget to mention, we have people who are not relatives of the Fletchers here today, of Sam and Harriet, but they're friends of Pendle from Yonga Historical Society. We've got a number that have come and help with the fencing and working bees, and just generally take an interest in Pendle Hill itself. And of course we have the homestead down at the Onga Museum now, which will be open from 3 o'clock until 2 o'clock today. And I need to know who is going down there, so I can let the volunteer know. So please see me if you're going down there. Onga TV is going to be roaming around here today, so please, if you're happy to be interviewed, you can get yourself on TV, on Onga TV, that probably has over 150 documentaries up now on YouTube, and a lot of interesting ones as well, a lot of rugby and cricket. So the bring and buy marquee is just around the corner here. Please feel free to stick into your pockets. History books for sale down there. Laurie's also got caps and shirts. I know I'm not the top model, but it's something like this. And they're great to have. Thomas the tank engine is running, thanks Dick. So please make sure the kids get a ride. It's free of charge, and the committee will give Dick a donation afterwards, because it does take a lot of running, and he's given up his time to come up here today, and just getting here was a job. So that's about all from me, people. I think thanks for your patience. I know you've had plenty of time to mingle, but there's lots of others to catch up with now.
I thought that was the raffle one then.
Oh shit, is it?
I think it is.
Oh, is it? Joe, am I cutting the raffle one?
No, no, that's not the raffle one.
Oh, because we were told to look at that one. That was
Do that to me, man. We're talking to Ginger here, and you lived for a while in a caravan occasionally, didn't you, at Row Bottoms?
Down at Row Bottoms,
Yeah.
yes, we took the pine trees out from around the woodshed.
Okay,
And that caused us to stay up here.
yeah, okay.
Too far to travel.
As well as doing a bit of fencing and
Yes, I fenced the bill before I did that.
yeah. So just in your earlier, where did you grow up, Tim?
Tico,
Oh, did you?
so it was pretty handy.
Yeah.
And I travelled from Tico to here to work for a few years, and then we shifted into a village.
Oh, okay. So what are your memories of growing up in Tico?
Well, we were at Kānui Station.
Oh, were you at Kānui?
Yeah. So it was a big place, and spent a lot of time on the station.
Yeah.
Hunting and doing bits and pieces. Rabbits, mate.
Rabbits, yeah. Rabbits were really quite bad up there then?
Yes,
Yeah.
and possums.
And possums, yeah. Yeah, so you would have done a little bit of work in the area like that.
Yes, I worked from there after I was a Smedley cadet, and I lived in the sheriff's quarters there when I finished as a cadet.
Ah,
And
okay.
worked there until I went to the kiddos. stayed. So I went on the neighbouring property, stayed in the area, and then went to camp.
Okay.
But that meant it gave me time for up here as well.
So were you working for Graham today?
Graham today?
Yeah. He would have been a good bugger to work for.
Yes, and he loaned me to Hugh Williams and McDonald's.
That's
so
right.
eventually drifted into doing casual.
And what sort of work? Just general everything?
And fencing,
Yeah.
generally.
So you'd be involved with stock as well? And,
Yeah.
So what years were they?
I moved into the cottage in 79.
At Kiddo?
At Kiddo.
Oh, did you? Yeah.
And I had 3 stints in here. I went away and come back.
Yeah.
Graham always said if you needed somewhere, come back.
Oh, good.
And it was a magnet.
Yeah. He was Snow, wasn't he?
Yeah,
he called him Snow, yeah.
And when Robin and I got married, that's where we lived.
Oh, did you? Yeah. It's brilliant. Okay. And then, like, you got involved over here at Row Bottoms, or was that before?
No, that was through, possibly through Hugh Williams.
Oh, yes, yeah.
He knew Bill really well.
Yeah, okay.
And Bill was looking for somebody to take grass fences down and put up conventional.
Yeah.
And so I had very little work on, so I just said, without looking at the job, I just said, yeah, I can do that.
Yeah.
And ended up doing the ridge that came up. This side was the first one.
Oh, did you?
Just
Did you?
before we start this,
Yeah. Is that your first?
First one for Bill.
just
Yeah.
to note
Oh, for Bill.
that, we've got an
What was the digging like up there?
Terrible.
Yeah.
for the
Where's the good digging on Pendle is my question.
So if you want to get into
Well, I
the
think
hand
Brendan and that, when they were digging the
go
holes
get a
for the
ticket
rocks
now.
down, it's not too bad the other day.
Okay,
I have to
guys.
ask them.
Yeah, I did the boundary fence. I think it's been redone since I did it.
Yeah. Oh,
And that was good digging until you hit big rocks.
Yes, yeah. And then it all caved in around them.
Or if you pick them out carefully, you're
Yeah,
lucky.
yeah.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Yeah.
Interesting country.
Yeah, and we were talking about the wetlands down here before. I still got photos of the day we laid that fence. I think Ian was there as well, giving us a hand, and another mate of mine, and you had your Jeep there.
Oh, the Jeep still goes.
Yeah, the Jeep still goes.
But dodgy, but it goes.
But hey, Tins, we've got to be really thrilled with the way those plants have come away.
Yeah, I was a bit concerned that the kayakers hadn't survived.
Yeah.
So I just been for a walk now.
Yeah.
And because I dug those ones out of the drain and
Yes,
moved
you
them
did.
back.
You did.
And it looks like most of them have survived, but they just haven't done a lot of growing.
So they want
I've
releasing?
I've released them.
Oh yeah.
And they just need some bags around.
Yeah. Okay.
It'll just be my mission now to check them when I come up.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, there's not many of them.
Well, I'll certainly get some bags up here. There's a big bit of ragwort in there.
Oh, I saw the yellow flower from the bottom.
Yeah.
I didn't even think of it.
Well, there it is. There, just behind that bloody rag.
So, before I hand over to Nikki, give her reflections of the Pendle property and the organisation and the people behind it, I'm going to call on Barry and Di to draw the ham raffle. Number 6. First page. Pauline Mackey. I was just checking last night in Rona's book, Nikki, to see where you were in the pecking order, and I didn't have to. I think I had it right. I thought she might be great granddaughter, but no, granddaughter. And Dennis was saying this morning you're the only grandchild of Samuel and Harriet. You've got a busy schedule, a big busy speaking schedule, so we won't hold you up anymore. Thank you.
Deesa advertised me as having reminiscences of Pendle Hill. Now, but keep in mind, my father Samuel was the youngest of 13 children, and I'm the youngest of his family. So there was a 20-year gap between Molly, my oldest sister, and I. And so around the 1950s, I was a little kid and growing up, and still went out with Mum and Dad and the family, and we did things like visit relatives. Now, once or twice, Dad would say things like, we better go and see Lizzie at Guavas, or we better go and see Sarah. So Dad would duly ring on the old party line, and after lunch, we'd set out in the Model A up the hill here to Pendle. I can't remember quite which order, but we visited the cemetery, and then we went and had afternoon tea in the house, or we had afternoon tea and then visited the cemetery. Probably we had afternoon tea before we visited the cemetery. Now, we walked up the path, and Auntie Lil and Auntie Sarah would point out all the lovely things they were growing, because that's one of the things we do. We grow things in the garden. And we'd go in and walk through what always seemed to me like rather a posh front room to the kitchen. And in the kitchen, I remember two things. A large black kitchen stove arranged, and the ceiling and walls were all papered in newspaper. And as a little kid, you could sit there and gaze happily at the ceiling, at the walls, and see everything that had been sort of recorded on that paper. And it was changed every year at spring cleaning. That's really my chief memory of the Pendle house, apart from other random visits. And of course, the cemetery is important because all our nearest and dearest are over there. But the big things that I remembered were thinking about Harriet and Sam in their young days. And I've sort of thought more about food and the recipes that we've been collecting for this little book. And I sort of thought, well, when Harriet married Samuel in 1866 at the age of 17, she had experienced much more of life than the 17-year-old of today. In 1856, the Fletcher pairs and Lomas families met when they travelled to a new life in New Zealand from Liverpool on the good ship Alma. Firm friendships were forged. Birth and death would have been quite natural and a normal part of life. She was equipped with the basic skills of running a household in an early colonial town. We can only imagine that the rough bush life may have not been quite what she expected. I have never seen a photo of her as a young girl, only pictures of her as a widowed mother of 13 children. The quietly determined, serene face had experienced more of a different kind of life than the town of Wellington where she grew up. Their practical resources for survival were supplied by Samuel, and together they made the campsite, then the clay house, into the home their children loved. We all have stories handed on to us by their children, our forebears, often featuring bread. The most told and retold story is about a passing Maori war party who were attracted to their campsite by the smell of baking bread. Which they demanded from a terrified Harriet, who threw the weekly supply of bread she had baked at them, and they went away laughing. As time went on, a more neighbourly relationship developed, and Harriet taught the local Maori women at the Sifikino Pa how to make bread, how to spin and knit, and learnt from them the medicinal and culinary properties of plants growing at their doorstep. A kitchen crisis in those days was serious, not easily remedied. The story of Sarah Pearce having a kitchen roof of the clay house collapse on her oven full of pastries is a disaster not to be equalled in a suburban kitchen today. But people were fed well and lived to tell the tale round a table after sharing food together. Which brings me to wonder how Harriet made her bread and how a yeast bug was kept stable in those times, because I think it's the yeast in bread that makes that wonderful smell that would have attracted the Maori lads, but we don't know. Or did she use baking soda and buttermilk? A sourdough starter would have been easy enough to make, a method still used today by niche bakers. Griddle scones, also very simple, using baking soda and buttermilk. It may have been around 1896 that the new wooden homestead, built after Samuel's untimely death in 1892, was ready for occupation. My father, the youngest child of Harriet and Samuel, was born in the clay house. And I'll digress from my script here because I have been told that Aunts June and Luce, as kids, slept in a loft bed above Samuel and Harriet's bedroom. And they snuck up there and watched and listened when Harriet was delivering Samuel, my father. 6 months after his father's death, he was born. So my dad remembered the walk across the paddock from the clay house to the new wooden house. He walked with Mother and carried his nursing stool there. We cannot imagine today a 4-year-old still nursing at his mother's breast. The Fletcher boys, his older brothers, worked and prospered in the district and further afield. The girls worked on various stations and big homesteads where their cookery skills, taught by Harriet, were of great value. I have been told that Annie, the 12th daughter, known to most of us as Aunt Luce, was once employed at a station homestead. The lady of the house told her, "Not such a light hand with the bread, Annie. The men are eating it too quickly." When her father heard of this, she was sent on to another employer. The First World War brought change and disruption to the whole community, let alone our family. The men were all enlisted to go and do their share. And as well as keeping a household running, the women did what they could on the land. Our boys took their Kiwi adaptability with them into the trenches and used their bush skills. Young Samuel, my father, records in his diary that on a wet Tuesday on the battlefields of Belgium, he made a billy full of biscuit pudding. He also said they had an issue of rum and the colds are nearly better, which led me to wonder what was biscuit pudding as made in the trenches of World War I. So I had to go to Google. Trench pudding. Smash up some old army biscuits with bayonets or a trenching tool. Place them in a canteen or billy, half full with water. Add some orange peel. Boil into a delicious orange paste. Serve with condensed milk. And that was a treat. Then, with peace, came the Spanish flu epidemic, the Great Depression, the earthquake of 31 and World War II. Looking back through this distance of years, time has brought changes. The usefulness and efficiency of modern kitchen equipment would have been much appreciated by Harriet and her daughters. Some things haven't changed. The appreciation of good wholesome food, shared round a table with the company of family and friends, washed down with copious cups of tea, or perhaps home-brewed beer. So we hope the recipes in the book will bring back memories. Now, this is another note that I haven't typed in because I only just thought of it. There's a reference to Harriet in a book by Miriam McGregor called Petticoat Pioneers. And Miriam McGregor says, Harriet's 12-egg batter pudding. Is there a recipe reputed to be Harriet's out there somewhere so we can include it in the book? Thank you.
Hi everybody. I'm Disa Thompson. I would have met a lot of you giving out name tags today, and I also send the emails that some of you get. I am Molly Thompson's granddaughter, which is great auntie Nikki's big sister. So descendant of Samuel there. I've just been asked about an hour ago to read a poem that Molly, my grandmother, wrote in 1964. So it's called And One for Us. 100 years on Pendle Hill, 100 years and yet here still, gather the folk who proudly tread this land of their fathers, long since dead, who by their faith and boundless toil made this home from the virgin soil. Strong was their spirit and bright the flame of courage that makes theirs an honoured name. And down through the years, steadfast and true, keep faith with their memory in all that we do, by the courage and strength of the century done in the 100 years that's just begun. I think we're opening the floor to anyone else that would like to speak. We wondered if Barry is interested.
The donation.
Oh, thank you, Barry.
Cemetery.
Towards the cemetery.
We want plenty of those.
Okay. That's very generous. Thank you so much. And thank you to organising the lolly scramble and the hands.
Irene, Ross, McDonald, and it was all organised by 8 o'clock that night after our meeting. And every time I asked him a question, he just said, done. Everything was done. So I'd actually asked him to work out roughly what it would cost, and he said it's done. So the aeroplane was donated by Ross and Annette McDonald.
Nikki, that was lovely what you read out. It was really interesting. I just want to thank everyone, all the committee and whoever organised, all the organisers. This has just been a fantastic day. I've loved every bit of it, and I'm sure you all have too. Thank you.
This is my first reunion. My parents used to come, my sister and her husband used to come, my cousin and they used to come. He said to me last weekend, he said, do you know that there is a reunion in Pendle Hall next weekend? And I said, no. And he said, we aren't able to make it, but he sent me all the details, and I am absolutely and utterly wrapped and delighted to be here to catch up with cousins that I haven't seen for years, like a generation. I've got children and grandchildren that I haven't seen, and just really delighted to be able to see you all. I came here with Uncle Les about 10 years ago and caught up with relations in the cemetery, but it's really nice to meet the descendants of those ancestors and to be here and to be a part of this reunion. So thank you very, very much. And I look forward to meeting you and my children and grandchildren and great-grandchildren.